Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's another okay day, but I gotta say recording this video was not easy. I'm still new to this, so the recording stopped at some point, like it got corrupted, so I'm sorry if I didn't get footage of that part of the build. But anyways, today we are making a micro eco home. Micro because we'll only be using 32 tiles, and this feature of course comes with the tiny living pack. And yeah, it's my all-time fave. I just really enjoy creating tiny spaces for my sim. Okay, so I usually start off my builds with, well yeah, the general house shape and then the main door just to get the overall direction of the house. And I love creating the bathrooms first, so you'll see that I made sort of an odd-shaped bathroom for this one. I told myself I wasn't going to use cheats like move objects and but I did. I had to. I had no choice because it's a tiny home. I have to make do with the space. So yeah. Oh, so everything's play tested, so you know that it works. See, first try and it works. Nice. Overall, I think I overdid it with the decoration for this one, but oh right, this also a starter home, as you can see. So I added a sim just so we could, get the limits and play test it, of course. But yeah, this sim generally, this house would be specifically made for him because his personality is like handy and likes gardening, so there's a lot of plants in this house, I guess. And of course the woodworking table, the trusty woodworking table. If I'm gonna be honest, like I'm really sorry for my camera skills because I'm not so familiar with the Sims 3 camera mode, but I know that most people use that, and I understand how it works, but I'm not too good at it. So I'm really more focused on the Sims 4 camera, which doesn't really get the good angles, I feel sometimes, but it's all I've got. I'm still learning, still practicing the Sims 3 cam. So what I do sometimes if like the house is too small, like I can't see what I'm placing, I go on the top view mode, I guess. It's easier to see, especially when for the bathroom, like when I'm putting the toilet paper and the other shelves, it's really hard. And then for this bit, I wanted to fill in the gap with the tiny dresser from, of course, Tiny Living. Like it's really narrow, so it only takes up one square, one tile, but then there's no end table that perfectly fits that, and so I couldn't really put any end table there. They really need to make smaller, tinier end tables to make my life better. I really wanted to use as least number of packs that I could, but I ended up using maybe like 4 or 5. So yeah, well, we have Tiny Living, Eco Lifestyle, and I had to use the shower from Discovery University. Now this shelf over here, it's one of my favorite items from Eco Lifestyle, and it costs like less than 100 simoleons, I think. But yeah, I use this as a divider for like the room. Basically, it's just one chunk of a room. But I wanted to divide like the the kitchen, of course, and where the bed is, like the bedroom. So yeah, it sort of acted like that, and I just cheated my way in placing the TV there. Because what I like to do when I play the game is that whenever my sim eats, they should be watching TV also, so that their fun goes up at the same time. And you can see that I was able to fill in the gap beside the bed with a bookshelf from Discover University. Now, the next problem was, like, it's a tiny house, right? But I basically got all the essentials there already, like the bedroom, the bathroom, the kitchen, the dining. So, like, I was like, what am I gonna do with this empty space now? Yeah, you'll see it went through a lot of phases, I guess. And I feel the wrong thing about what I did with this build is that I used too much furniture, and like you'll see the shelf, the plant divider thing. Like when you play in it, everything is in your face. Like you can't hide it like a wall, So there's so much items in your way. It's really, it blocks the other items too, so it's hard to click on certain things. This part, like I was kind of stalling on like what to do with the empty part of the house, so I started putting the windows, which I wanted it to be more of Eco Lifestyle windows, to go with the whole. Oh right, I forgot to mention this was supposed to be like an industrial type of home, but fairly modern because yeah, my sim is supposed to be supposedly a handy sim and likes to garden. But eventually I turned the empty space into, well, a pathway to the backyard, I guess, and a tiny office for him. Well, yeah, I had to add a computer because everything's run through the computer. If he wants to get a job or like order something, adopt a cat or whatever, it has to course through the computer. Yeah, so I really wanted to maximize the budget, the starter home budget, so I had to add all these decorations, this extra table. It's not actually an end table, it's a retail table from Get to Work, yeah. So I told you I tried to use as least number of packs that I could, but I couldn't help myself. I don't have a lot of packs, so some of the items, like, I really have to get it from other packs. And even that gardening thing is from Get to Work. I'm so sorry. But yeah. So I kind of backtrack now. So I'm done with most of like the furnishings. Like now I'm on to the wallpaper and the flooring. Which I said this was supposed to be an eco pack, but then I hate that when in eco lifestyle, ever since they got the the green footprint and the industrial footprint settings, like my favorite wallpaper is this plaster, this pretty in plaster one, and it's industrial. I wanted it to be eco, but it added to the industrial vibe, so I'm so sad about that. But I think more or less in this part of the build, it's pretty much done. I was just adding more like decorations, like plants, to make it feel like really full, I guess. But then because it's a tiny home, like you expect that they have a lot of things. But well, my guy's not minimalist, so he has a lot of junk. And I also have a trash can, see? And now he has some brooms, cleaning utilities, because he's a handy sim and gotta repair everything. No hiring for service for that. He gotta be frugal. Okay, but finally, I think we are finally coming to a close with the interior and moving on to the exterior. Okay, so we made a little pathway, and at the back, since he likes to garden, I gave him a giant like garden plot. I don't know, is that what you call it? Instead of getting planters, because planters cost more, and I mean you can directly plant onto the ground, so why not just do that? For the roof, well, it was very simple, but I wanted to use solar roof, so it goes with our eco-friendly part, And so for the garden part, I wanted to put like a fence around, it kind of look like a farm or like an actual garden. I don't know what I was thinking, sometimes. I gave him a little cricket box, so I guess I want him to be, he should have been vegan then, I guess. Could have just grown his own food then. Maybe I'll just change the sim later on. So after this part is where everything got lost. But basically the inside's still the same. It's more of the exterior and, like landscaping. Added a few trees, a few plants, and some debug items for that fence of mine in the garden. So yeah, so again, this is the, main part of the house, the kitchen, the dining, the entryway, Everything is usable. We have a TV, we have a computer, we have a tiny office space, The bed area, the sleeping area is just like literally for sleeping. But I mean, he lives alone, so he doesn't really need much. The bathroom, of course, my favorite. So squishy. So much items. Some of them you don't really need. Maybe you can just delete it later on if you want this file. I could upload it to the gallery if you guys like. And now you'll be able to see my poor Sims 3 camera skills. You guys have to teach me. Like, I really have no idea. I even use the hotkeys, but I gave him a little grill because I had some more money left, and there was an empty part in the yard. But yeah, this is basically it. And right on time, I have the welcome wagon. But yeah, I hope you liked it. I hope you like my build. Okay, I'll admit this is not my best. I think I've done better ones before, but I'm gonna do a gallery tour next, probably when I have time. Usually I just record this before I go to work. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please do like this video if you enjoyed it. If you have any tips for me in using the Sims 3 camera, please do help me. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of, well, different content. I'll try to make it non-sim soon.